Welcome dear students. In previous lecture we completed practice set 4.2. I think everyone understood that practice set 4.2. Now dear student, our today's topic is operations on equal ratio. That means if ratios are equal, then we have to perform some operations on that. There are total 5 properties. First property is Invertendo. Second one is Alternendo. Third one is Componendo. Then Dividendo, and the last one is Componendo-dividendo. Dear student, we have to use that properties to solve the sums related with this ratio and proportion. But these properties or these operations on equal ratios, how they are proved, that we have to see first. Dear student, first one is known as a Invertendo. In this case, see, if 4 numbers, that is A, B, C, D, are positive integers, this is the one most important condition. That means A, B, C, D are 4 positive integers, then what will be happen? See here, first one is the Invertendo. If A upon B is equal to C upon D, that means these two ratios are equal. Therefore, dear student, it is operation on equal ratios. That means these two ratios are equal, then these two ratios must be equal. Now see, in this case, the name is Invertendo, means see here, A upon B is the first ratio and C upon D is the second ratio. These two ratios are equal. Then the inverse of that ratio is also equal. That means A upon B, the inverse of this A upon B is B upon A, and inverse of C upon D is equal to D upon C. That means if A upon B is equal to C upon D, these two are equal, then if we take the inverse of that ratio, then that inverse of that two ratios are also equal. Therefore, it is known as the Invertendo. Now how it is? See here, the given ratio is A upon B is equal to C upon D. Now dear student, see, we have to prove that B upon A is equal to D upon C. For that purpose, what we have to do? We have to do the first cross multiplication. A into D is equal to C into B. A into D is equal to C. A into D is equal to C into B. Two ratios are equal, therefore these two multiplications are equal. Now for getting this, B upon A is equal to D upon C, we have to divide both sides by A into C. For getting this, we have to divide these two by A upon C. Therefore, A into D upon A into C is equal to C into B upon A into C. But dear student, see here, what we will get here? This A and A get cancelled. Therefore, it is D upon C is equal to, see, this C and C get cancelled, it is B upon A. Therefore, we can say that, dear student, when A upon B is equal to C upon D, then D upon C is equal to B upon A. Or we can write here this in also another way, B upon A is equal to D upon C. But that means if these two ratios are equal, then the inverse of these two ratios are also equal to each other. Therefore, this property is known as the Invertendo. We are taking the inverse of this. Now dear student, it is the second property, that is Alternendo. In this case, what we have to see, A upon B is equal to C upon D. These two ratios are equal. Dear student, I repeat that these are the operations on equal ratios. That means when two ratios are equal, then we can apply this. That means the first condition is that the ratio must be equal. Dear student, this A upon B is equal to C upon D, these two ratios are equal. Then we have to prove that A upon C is equal to B upon D. That means if we observe the ratio of this A upon C, the ratio of this A and C is equal to the ratio of B and D. Got it? This property is known as the Alternendo property. Now see again, to prove this, A upon B is equal to C upon D. Then do the cross multiplication. Therefore we got here A into D is equal to C into B. A into D is equal to C into B. Now for getting this, what we have to do? We have to divide both sides by C into D. We have to divide it with C into D. Now do the process of division. A into D divided by C into D is equal to C into B upon C into D. Now see dear student, this B, C, D and D get cancelled, therefore it is A upon C is equal to this C and C get cancelled, it is B upon D. Therefore the ratio of this A and C is equal to B into B and D. Therefore this property is known as the Alternendo. Therefore dear student, here we completed the first property, that is Invertendo, that is the ratio of, if two ratios are equal, then the inverse of that two ratio of the inverse is also equal. A upon B is equal to C upon D. Then we say that B upon A is equal to D upon C. Same thing for Alternendo. Here A upon B is equal to C upon D. Then take the ratio of A and C equal to ratio of B and D. Now dear student, we have to see the another three properties. See dear student, next property, that is Componendo. In this case, if A upon B is equal to C upon D, that is these two ratios are equal, then A plus B upon B is equal to C plus D upon D. See, Componendo, A upon B is equal to C upon D. These two ratios are equal. Then A plus B upon B, this is the ratio, and C plus D upon D, this is another ratio. These two ratios are equal. Now how to prove this? For that purpose, dear students, see here, we know that A upon B is equal to C upon D. In this, we have to add 1 on both sides. Therefore, we can write add 1 on both sides. Now dear student, by adding 1 upon B plus 1 is equal to C upon D plus 1. Now if we add this 1 means 1 upon 1, and here it is also 1 upon 1. Now do the addition, B into 1, that is B, and make the cross multiplication, A into 1, that is A, plus B into 1, that is B. Therefore A plus B upon B is equal to, see what happened, D into 1, that is D, and C into 1, that is C, plus D into 1, that is D. Therefore we got here A plus B upon B is equal to C plus D upon D. This property is known as a Componendo. Got it, dear student? Here we have to add 1 on both sides. By adding that, we got here A plus B upon B is equal to C upon D plus upon D. Why? Because these two ratios are equal. Dear student, we are learning now ratios on equal ratios. After that, see dear student, another is a dividendo. In this property, if A upon B is equal to C upon D, that is two ratios are equal, then A minus B upon B is equal to C minus D upon D. Here it is plus, here it is minus. For plus, the property is Componendo. To prove this, we have to add 1. It is minus. This property is known as a dividendo, and for getting this, we have to subtract 1 from this. Therefore, we know that A upon B is equal to C upon D. Then we have to subtract 1. Therefore, A upon B minus 1 is equal to C upon D minus 1. This 1 means 1 upon 1. Therefore, dear student, b into 1, that is b. A into 1 a minus b into 1, that is a minus b upon b, equal to, see what happened here, d into 1, that is d, c into 1, that is c, minus d into 1, that is d. Therefore, dear student, we got here a minus b upon b is equal to c minus d upon d. This property is known as the dividend-do property. Now, componendo, here it is a plus b upon b, c plus d upon d. Here it is dividendo, a minus b upon b is equal to c minus d upon d. Now, see dear student, last property is there for the operation on equal ratios. If a upon b is equal to c upon d, that means these two ratios are equal, then a plus b upon a minus b is equal to c plus d upon c minus d. Condition is that a not equal to b and c are not equal to d. Dear student, c is not equal to, here it is d. Got it? Now see dear student, addition a plus b, here it is subtraction, here it is addition and subtraction. Now dear student, all of you know that a upon b is equal to c upon d. By componendo, we can write here, therefore by componendo, a plus b upon b is equal to c plus d upon d. Here it is statement number first, and we say that by componendo. Now same thing, that is a upon b is equal to c upon d. We have to do the by dividendo. By dividendo, we can write a minus b upon b is equal to c minus d upon d. Here it is statement number second, and here we have to write by dividendo. Now see dear student, if we observe the statement number first and second, here it is b, here it is b. Therefore we can write a plus b upon a minus b is equal to this d and this d. Therefore c plus d upon c minus d. Therefore dear student, here we have to do the addition and subtraction, then also we will get the equal ratios. Therefore dear student, see here, suppose I write here 5 upon 2 is equal to, then see one ratio is given, 5 upon 2 is equal to 10 upon 4. These two ratios are given. Then if we have to apply componendo, then what we will get here, we have to 5 plus 2 upon 2 is equal to 10 plus 4 upon 4. 5 plus 2, it is 7 upon 2 is equal to 14 upon 4. If we simplify this, that is 7 upon 2 is equal to 14 upon 4. This is for the componendo. If we have to do the subtraction, same process we can apply. See here, 5 upon 2 is equal to 10 upon 4. Then by dividendo, we can write 5 minus 2 upon 2 is equal to 10 minus 4 upon 4. 5 minus 2, dear student, it is 3 upon 2, and here it is 6 upon 4. This 3 upon 2 and 6 upon 4 both are equal. If we simplify this, then it is 3 upon 2. Okay? Therefore, these are the properties or the operation on equal ratio. Dear student, we learn, that is, first one is invertendo, second one is alternendo, then we got here componendo. Just now we learned the dividendo and componendo-dividendo. All these properties, all these operations are most important, and dear student, based upon this, now we have to start with practice set 6.1. Sorry, 4.3. Dear student, see the first question from the practice set 4.3. Dear student, if a upon b is equal to 7 upon 3, that means these two ratios are equal, then we have to find out the values of these four ratios. First one is 5a plus 3b upon 5a minus 3b. Second one 2a square plus 3b square upon 2a square minus 3b square. A cube minus b cube upon b cube. And 7a plus 9b and 7a minus 9b. Dear student, it is very simple. Now, what is given? These two ratios are equal. First one is a upon b is equal to 7 upon 3. Now, all of you know that just now we learned various properties or the operations on equal ratios. Here, a upon b is equal to 7 upon 3. These two ratios are equal, that is given. And we have to find out the value of this ratio. Now, observe this first one. First of all, we have to observe the ratio which we have to find out the value. Now see there, 5a plus 3b and 5a minus 3b. Dear student, in this case, if we observe the properties or the operations, the first one is the Invertendo, second one was Alternendo, third one is the Componendo, then fourth one is the Dividendo, and the last one was Componendo-dividendo. Dear student, if we observe this, we get this by Componendo-dividendo. But on which ratio we do Componendo and Dividendo to get this? That means, to find out the value of this, first of all we have to find out which process or which operation is applied. In this case, we see 5a plus 3b plus, and here it is minus, therefore it is Componendo-dividendo. But on which ratio? If we see here, a upon b is equal to c upon d, then we observe that if we have to do the Componendo, it is a plus b upon a minus b. Got it? That means if c plus d upon c minus d is there, then from this we can find out the original ratio, it is c upon d. Same way, to find out this value, first of all, which process, which operation, it is Componendo-dividendo. But on which ratio? For that purpose we have to, if we observe this carefully, it is a plus b, a minus b, therefore a upon b. Same way, 5a plus 3b, 5a minus 3b, then it is 5a upon 3b. Got it, dear student? That means on this 5a upon 3b, if we apply Componendo-dividendo, then and only then we get this. Therefore, see dear student, for getting the value of this, first of all we must know the ratio 5a upon 3b. Dear student, 5a upon 3b is given? No. What is given? It is a upon b is equal to 7 upon 3. For getting the value of this, we required, what we required? We required 5a upon 3b. 5a upon 3b. Therefore, for that purpose, what we have to do? We have to multiply both sides by, see dear student, it is 5 upon 3 and here it is a upon b. That means for getting this, we have to multiply a upon by with 5 upon 3. Therefore, multiply by 5 upon 3. Therefore, dear student, a upon b into 5 upon 3 is equal to 7 upon 3 into 5 upon 3. Therefore, dear student, 5a upon 3b is equal to 35 upon 9. Now, dear student, we got this 5 upon 3b. Now we required 5a plus 3b, 5 minus 3b. Which process, which operation? It is Componendo-dividendo. Therefore, by Componendo-dividendo. Now apply this. phi a plus 3b upon phi a minus 3b is equal to 35 plus 9 and 35 minus 9. Therefore, dear student, we got here phi a plus 3b upon phi a minus 3b is equal to, we have to do the multiplication. It is 44 upon it is 26. 44 upon 26. Therefore, dear student, phi a plus 3b upon phi a minus 3b is equal to, we can simplify this. 2 2s are 2 2s are 4 and 2 1s are and 2 3s are. Therefore, dear student, we got phi a plus 3b upon 22 upon 33, or 22 is to 13. Now, dear student, see. Given a upon b is equal to 7 upon 3, we have to find out phi a plus 3b and phi a minus 3b. For that purpose, what we have to do, dear student, first of all, we have to find out the operation. Which operation? It is Componendo-dividendo. And for that purpose, on which ratio? It is on phi a upon 3b. Therefore, for getting phi upon 3b, we have to multiply given ratio with phi upon 3. Then do Componendo-dividendo. Now see, dear student, for second, 2a square plus 3b square and 2a square minus 3b square. If you observe these two, same process, Componendo-dividendo. But on which ratio? Dear student, it is on 2a square and this 3b square. That is 2a square upon 3b square. Okay? For that purpose, dear student, what is given? It is a upon b is equal to 7 upon 3. First of all, we have to make the square. Therefore, by taking square, then we write a square upon b square is equal to 7 square upon 3 square. Therefore, a square upon b square is equal to 49 upon 9. Square of 7 and square of this 3. Got it? Now, 2 upon 3, therefore multiply by 2 upon 3. Therefore, 2 upon 3 into a square upon b square is equal to 2 upon 3 into 49 upon 9. Therefore, dear student, we got here, see, 2a square upon 3b square is equal to, it is 98 upon 27. Now, dear student, we got 2a square upon 3b square is equal to 98 upon 27. What we have to apply? By Componendo-dividendo. Now, Componendo-dividendo, we get this 2a square plus 3b square upon 2a square minus 3b square is equal to 98 plus 27 upon 98 minus 27. Now, dear students, see here, 2a square plus 3b square upon 2a square minus 3b square is equal to, here it is 125, got it? And 98 minus 27, it is 71. Therefore, dear student, 2a square plus 3b square upon 2a square minus 3b square is equal to 125 upon 71. Now, see, dear student, we completed these two. Now, we have to take out the third part. Dear student, see the third one. A cube minus b cube upon b cube. A cube minus b cube upon b cube. Dear student, see here. If we observe this, which application or the which operation, here it is minus and denominator is as it is. Therefore, dear student, it is dividendo. Therefore, on which ratio? It is a cube upon b cube. That means for getting this, we required a cube upon b cube. Then what is given? A upon b is equal to 7 upon 3. Now we required a cube upon b cube. Therefore, by taking cube of both sides, we write here a cube upon b cube is equal to 7 cube upon 3 cube. Therefore, dear student, cube of a, it is a cube, it is b cube is equal to cube of 7 is 343 divided by 27. Got it? A cube upon b cube, cube of 7 is 343 and cube of 3 is 27. Now, dear student, which process is there? Minus. Therefore, it is dividendo. Therefore, here we have to apply by dividendo. Now, dividendo a cube minus b cube upon b cube is equal to 343 minus 27 upon 27. Therefore, dear student, see, we have to do the subtraction of this. Then see here, a cube minus b cube upon b cube is equal to 343 minus 27. It will be a 316 divided by 27. Therefore, we got here a cube minus b cube upon b cube is equal to 316 upon 27. Now, dear student, from this, the last one is fourth one, 7a. 7a plus 9b and 7a minus 9b. Now, dear student, which operation is applied here? In numerator addition and here subtraction. Therefore, it is componendo-dividendo, and for that purpose we required 7a upon 9b. Now 7a upon 9b, if we got that, then we can apply componendo-dividendo. Therefore, first of all we have to write a upon b is equal to 7 upon 3. For that purpose, multiply by 7 upon 9, and therefore, dear student, 7 upon 9 into a upon b is equal to 7 upon 9 into 7 upon 3. Now, dear student, see here, it is 7a upon 9b is equal to 49 upon 27. 49 upon 27. Now, see, dear student, what we have to do here? Now we have to require this, and for that purpose we have to do the componendo and dividendo. Now see here, 7a plus 9b upon 7a minus 9b is equal to 49 plus 27 and 49 minus 27. Therefore, it is, dear student, 49 plus 27, it is 76 upon 49 minus 27, we have to do, it is 22. And dear student, if we simplify this, then here we got 38 upon 11. Therefore, 7a plus 9b upon 7a minus 9b is equal to 38 upon 11. Dear student, in this way we completed first question from the practice set 4.3. Remaining sum we will solve in a next video. Thank you.